What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome to Because Reasons, the show where I play what I feel like, when I feel like, and today, taking a look at Yakuza 0 on the PS4. This is a video I said I would do a couple of months ago when the game was still, fresh, but I just did not have the time. I have finished the game. This is in the premium adventure mode. Once you've already beaten the game, then you can continue to play in the world, doing side quests, and etc., making money. But since I finished the game, I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 million yen right now. And I should be careful, because there's an individual in the game called Mr. Shakedown, and if he fights you and beats you, he takes your money. But thankfully, the game does not autosave, so you would have to manually save after he takes your money to lose that money, and I'm just not going to do that. So, this game, how do I even get into this game? How have you been? Hey, Kikuchi, how's your police work going? Thanks to you, Kiryu-san, I can handle police work other than routine stop and searches now. Yeah, there's a whole side quest with this guy. Good, I'm glad. Oh, what the hell. I owe you big time, Kiryu-san. Please let me help you. So, one of the components here in this side of the game is the real estate business. And this is, not even anywhere near the main component of the game, even though the plot of the main story does revolve around real estate. But this game series, is so chock full of side stuff to do in these cities that they have in the game. It is absolutely insane. It's a game where if you want to do... Oh, crap, that's Mr. Shakedown. Fuck that. If you want to do everything, you're going to be spending a long time playing this game. Now, the main story, which is also... I adore the main stories in these games, is about, 25, 30 hours-ish. So if you just want to play that part of the story, which is very serious, it's really good. But if you want to get into the goofy shit, all their side stuff in these games is just very wacky and it has a certain creative spark to it that I feel is missing from a lot of games. However they craft the identity of this series, and obviously they've been iterating on it for a long time. And this guy is Mr. Libido. Yeah, he's, these games get a little bit weird, or, I'm sorry, a lot of weird, and that's kind of part of the appeal, and, it's charming in a way. So I've raised my friendship with that pervert, and eventually you do that enough, and those people will come to work for you and help you run your real estate business, if that makes any sense. You may have seen the video that eventually you get a chicken called Nugget to help you with your real estate. But as this is a game about fighting, there is a lot of fighting, and the combat system it's not terrible. It's certainly been revised throughout the years, but it's competent enough that I enjoy it still. And you get your punching, you get your heat moves here, which they play out the same each time, but they're also just very vicious and devastating. I can go pick up items in the world if I can find one, like this fucking traffic cone, and say, nope, get knocked down. Use various things as weapons, and then use those in your heat moves, which is always hilarious. And just, in this game, when you're beating up guys, just money is constantly flying out of them. So, they've changed how the leveling stuff, or how earning moves in this game works. But also, you have different fighting styles, which I think is, pretty sure is new for this one. In other games, you have, a variety of playable characters. This game, you only have two. But to make up for that, you have a variety of fighting styles between your two main characters. So we also got Brawler here, which is just very big and slow and hits real hard, which is good times. Good times. And you pick him up and just punch him square in the mush. So yeah, I feel, or at least I've felt that the combat in these, they've improved upon it enough over the past, 6 games here that it's still enjoyable. But it might feel a bit dated for those, playing other more modern-ish video games. And yeah, they always apologize and they say, "No, please don't hurt me anymore." The Dragon of Dojima. So basically, how the side mission structure here works is that you'll find running away. Fuck that. Is that you'll find a variety of people just kind of in the world, and they'll kind of want your help in various ways. But you know, not only is there the combat, not only is there the story, but being in these cities, you've got all kinds of food to go eat, and you've got other different pieces of entertainment like the arcade and the mahjong parlor and shogi, which is over here. I don't know how to play shogi, so we're not going to do that. But I want to say the batting cage here somewhere. Yes, we're going to head to the batting cage briefly. These games, like the last, I guess 5, have had like way more cities, and this is a prequel, right? So if you never played any of the other games, this is a good game to start with, especially considering that Yakuza 1 is getting a remake this year, it's being put out in English this year, this summer, I believe. And then Yakuza 6 is out early next year. So these games finally, I think, are starting to get the recognition they deserve, considering they've been around for a while, and they've pretty much been awesome since the first one. But they kind of never got the props, because everyone's like, well, it's like a Japanese GTA. I'm like, no, it's not. It's totally not. It's more like a role-playing game where the random battles are punching guys in the face. That's a more apt comparison to it. Because they are very story-heavy, and they are very character-driven. And that's one of the things that I like about them a whole lot. Also, I'm beeping here, so there should be a card pickup. I found one. Oh, there we go. Got the IU card. Alright. You collect those cards, and you give those cards to the pervert. That's a whole sub-quest, a whole subplot. But also, talk to this guy here. Get a high score, win cool prizes. Now, it's kind of hard to encapsulate all the things in this game, like all of the reasons why I like this series, because there's just so much of it and so much to do that it's kind of hard to really get without recording like a 16-hour video, it's difficult. And because of how Sega handles YouTube videos and their viciousness in handing out strikes, at least they did with Yakuza 5, I can't show any of the amazing story cutscenes because they get flagged that instantly. But having run around in this city for a little bit, I'm going to transfer to the other main character in this game, which is Majima. But because I have to go back to the hideout to transfer characters, I can at least briefly kind of give you a small glimpse of what the real estate business part of this game looks like. So basically your goal here is to take over all these different territories. Now I have the Leisure King territory, 100%. I get my money, I cash in on that, and then I can cash in on all these other ones that I have not gotten to 100%, which is, is what it is. But basically, you walk around town and you buy the buildings with your money, and then you go into these buildings, or you, here, let's say this one here, right? So, these are the ones that I own here, and once I own them, I can upgrade them, and I can assign somebody to the building, like, say, Crazy Hyo, who has a double circle, so he does the best business here. I can assign him here, invest in his property, and they'll spend money, but then the more they rank up, the more money they make in the long run. So eventually, you kind of break the economy in the game, but that's okay because it's fun. So basically, you assign management, you assign security, you earn money, you get a payout, then you buy more buildings. And rinse, repeat, and eventually you run the whole damn town. Now, on the other side of the equation, you have Majima. This is before he lost his damn mind, and for those of you who played the series, you know what I mean. So this jumps immediately into a sub-story here about the radio, and that was a side quest in the other side with Kiryu, where basically when you finish side quests, you can tell those stories to this guy on the radio with postcards, and if you picture postcard 3 times, you get 1,000,000 yen. But again, you can break the economy in this game so hard, it's kind of not that big of a deal. But if you're looking to complete every side quest, then obviously it's the thing you're going to want to do. There we go. Postcard Rookie. So there are somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 sub-stories. So even after you finish the main game, if you haven't gotten into all those sub-stories, there's a lot more to do. Now, Majima here does not have the real estate buying up in this other town. Instead, he runs the cabaret clubs, and there's a whole mini-game based on running the cabaret clubs, which is not as, I guess, fun as the real estate, but, you know, it's definitely something else to do. So I think we'll head to the bar and perhaps play some darts, and I'm sure on the way, someone is going to want to punch us in the face, because that's kind of how it works in these games. But yeah, you've got a variety of places to head into. You've got a variety of folks to talk to. And I don't want to save here. Sorry. That was a whole fucking side quest with him. Essentially, the way they structure these cities, it almost feels like the city itself is a character in the game. Because it feels like a lived-in place, you know? It feels like it's so inspired by, I would imagine, real places, and there are so many brands and whatever else that are real brands, that it just comes across as authentic, and I appreciate that a whole lot. So Majima here, one of his fighting styles, has a damn bat, but that's not the main one, but, you know, it's cool to have, because it's one of the only things in the game where it does not break, when you, use it, because most... Whoa there, knife guy! Look, knife guy, or look, anybody else. I'm gonna toss your ass off this damn bridge, so punch you in the gut, and then you can go bye-bye. So yeah, the heat moves, there are a number of heat moves, a lot of them are context sensitive as far as where you are, what you're holding, who your enemy is, etc., and they can be really satisfying to pull off. But obviously, I'm not the best here at this game, but I'm competent enough to have finished it. So, I mean, there's that, I suppose, but also, playing and talking at the same time is not really the best way to handle things where you know, I should be paying a lot more attention than I currently am as I'm doing this, and also talking and trying to explain shit, you know, so that's just the nature of the YouTube bidness. But this guy with his knife is not cool. I don't appreciate the knife at all. I'm gonna keep on breakdancing, boy. Alright, but back to the bat, because the bat can just kind of do this awesome, you hit twice, and then you hold the button, and you go wham! Home run time. Boom! And then just pop him in the head. Like, how is he not completely dead? I don't know. Whack. Right in the face. So yeah, it is a very violent game, but it has this great dichotomy where it takes itself so seriously in the story and like the combat, and then all the side stuff is just so over the top wacky. It just works. They've made it work somehow. And there we go. I am indeed out of your league. I am Majima. Because I took some damage there, I'm gonna hop in here and grab a bite to eat. Because, you know, food. Give me some ramen, baby. Hell yeah, ramen. When the game is taking into account your completion percentage, which is if you completed 100% of the game, it takes into account every single piece of food you eat. So the game wants you to eat every single different food, which is insane, but, you know, it's just kind of the way it's designed. Hey, buddy. And here we go, playing some darts, because sure, why not? I've already finished the story, so why not sit back and enjoy myself with some fine games of darts. Which, you know, like, here's the thing. The minigames in these are not it's not as good as if you had an actual game of darts, like that was just, hey, I'm buying a dart game, which I kind of wouldn't buy, but with things like darts and bowling and baseball and, you know, that kind of stuff, like, there's enough of a variety. Fishing and mahjong and whatnot, there's enough of a variety in what they include here as kind of side distractions that they're all done well enough that it just kind of adds to the atmosphere of the game. Who is this dude right here? I see you got a steady hand, but I'm willing to bet 100,000 yen that you can't beat me at count-up. I'm gonna pass on that. I'm bad at darts. No confidence, eh? Yeah, F you, buddy. F you. I got things to do. So, I'm not really sure what else that I could really explain here in terms of what you can find in Yakuza 0. Suffice to say, there's a lot. There's an underground fight club that is literally underneath the river of this town. There's a number of mini games. There's old school Sega arcade games. There's, you know, obviously the big long story in the game. But just the variety and the depth these games go into is a thing that I appreciate a whole hell of a lot. And here we go. It's another sub-story deal with a friendship. Hey, go get me a crane game thing. The blue chestnut, the squirrel doll. So basically what she wants is for me to go in here into this arcade, not play Hang On, not play Outrun, but instead look for this blue chestnut the squirrel, which is right over here, and play a damn crane game, which I'm also not good at crane games. And yeah, it's kind of, you know, hard on purpose, because that's how crane games work. But the fact that it's in here, and the fact that you can do it, is what I love so much about these games. It's like, oh, well, here's just a large variety of activities that will keep you busy and entertained for a number of hours. Anytime you buy a game full price, and it has just that much entertainment, whether or not you're going to use it all, I always appreciate a whole lot. So that being said, perhaps this was not the best overview, but I think still a reasonable assessment of just the fact that I think these games are awesome. I think you should play them, definitely. And I am super hype for the Yakuza 1 remake coming out this summer, and then Yakuza 6 finally coming out early 2017? 18. I'm already mixed up. That being said, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day, and I'll see you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out.